Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Beat the Bell. Happy Monday. Excited to get another week of trading underway. Futures down about 8 points here, so relatively flat to start the week after last week's monster rally following the CPI print. So, a massive week in store, and to talk about it, we've got a massive panel with us today. Let's get to it. Money Mander, what's going on?
Good morning. Happy Monday. Let's start the week strong. I'm excited.
Dipka, how you doing, man? How's the weekend?
Morning, guys. Good weekend. Happy to be here. Let's have a great week.
Ramsey Rippers.
Good morning.
You chilly, my friend?
Hey, you got to look the part too, right?
This
No,
guy's from
fresh.
Florida out there in Philly. He's not used to that weather.
You look fresh. Diamond Trades, no, what's going on?
That caught me by surprise. That's hilarious. I'm doing good, though. Let's get after
it. Snipes.
Good morning. Let's eat some bags today, and let's get after it.
And Mo Mamba.
Good morning, guys. I love the outfit, Ramsey. Where else do you look forward to on Monday? Let's get it, guys.
That's right. This is the best possible way to start the week. All right, let's get to it. Fed forecast, economic calendar, Noah and Mander. What do you guys got for us?
Yeah, so this week is definitely going to be a little bit less eventful than last week. We had elections, and then obviously CPI came out on Thursday. This week is going to be slightly less hectic. Ryan, if you want to throw up the economic calendar for us, we can review it really quickly. That's the earnings calendar. We've got an economic calendar, though, I believe. There we go. So we've got inflation expectations and a Fed speech today, coming out both around noon. PPI tomorrow is going to be one of the bigger releases this week. PPI is sort of CPI's little cousin, and so not quite as impactful for the market, but definitely should be paid attention to. And then Wednesday, retail sales is also going to be extremely important for us to pay attention to. See how the economy and how the consumer is doing, right? And I think that'll tie in well with some of the retail earnings that we've got. I believe that we've got like TJX, Home Depot, Lowe's all reporting this week. So we'll get a good look at how the consumer is doing. And then Thursday, we've got housing starts, and Friday, existing sales. As you guys can see, we've got Fed speakers littered throughout the week. And so if you are going to be taking intraday positions, just keep that in mind. They love to move the markets with their amazing commentary. So just stay on point for that. But outside of that, that's really all we've got on the economic calendar for this week. So excited to trade with limited to minimal distractions.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. For once, it feels like we have a week not just littered with economic data. I mean, we came straight off of CPI into mega cap earnings, straight into FOMC for 3 weeks straight. So you had like the day of the event, you'd have crazy volatility, and then the rest of the week you had choppy action as no one wanted to take a position into it. So I'm kind of excited. Like hopefully we get some type of trend this week where we get some follow through instead of ping pong back and forth. We can talk on some earnings too. I mean, it's a pretty light week all around. I'm honestly excited for not some crazy action. Besides, of course, they had to litter in a bunch of the Fed speakers for us. But some major ones we got that I'll be watching. We have NVIDIA this week, which obviously everyone loves trading chips, super volatile name. So I'll be watching NVIDIA and Walmart. Walmart's one of my big ones, especially going back to Amazon's earnings. Obviously, they're in a very similar sector. However, if you break down the Amazon earnings, they really only beat on cloud services and advertising. Advertising was up like 32% year over year, and then cloud services had a slight beat. But their actual core like retail sales was down, and revenues as a whole missed. And so when you look at Walmart, a name that's not really into cloud services, not into all the extra things, Amazon has Prime Video. They have all these extra sectors bringing in money. When you look at Walmart just specifically in retail sales, that's one I'm really watching, especially after Amazon just showed the consumer is definitely weakening. They're spending a lot less. They guided down into the holiday season. Walmart's really one of my top watches there. And then obviously NVIDIA, we'll see how they come in. AMD came in pretty much exactly at estimates, but that's also because they guided down in the quarter and pretty much gave like an exact ballpark of where they thought they're going to come into. So I'll be watching NVIDIA. NVIDIA's up 50% from year-to-date lows right now at the close of Friday, which is just absolutely absurd. So we'll see where that one, I think that one's definitely positioned for a big move either direction. I mean, you have this really strong rally trend in the name. If they come in with a big beat, it's obviously going to go through the roof. And then on the contrary there, if they miss, I mean, the name's up 50% off lows. That could see a huge fall over back into some low volume shelves.
So for NVIDIA in particular, I would like to point out that you've got a situation where Q3 was technically, at least in analyst eyes, sort of that drop dead quarter, and then things sort of get better from there, right? So they reported 33, I believe it was 33 cents per share EPS in Q3, and Q4 estimates are around 45 cents per share. Q1 56, Q2 72, Q3 75 or 82, and this is coming off of a record year last year where they had $1.18 in Q2 2022, $1.14 in Q1 2022. So definitely have taken a step back in terms of EPS, but the bottom might be in terms of earnings forecast going forward. So I think it'll be really interesting to see what sort of forward guidance they give. Their last 3 earnings, we had a beat, and a miss, right? And their one miss was off by 1 cent. So this name likes to beat historically. We'll see if we can get another one of those this week, and that may wind up igniting the sector even further. Like you mentioned, they've had a strong rally off the lows. But yeah, that's going to cover it for us here on the Fed forecast. I'll pass it back to Alejandro.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, so last week we were talking about and asking ourselves, is there ever not something big going on as far as an economic data release or an FOMC meeting? And it's nice to kind of look at this weekend, be able to anticipate trading the chart versus having to really wait on the market as it waits to learn new information. So that's something to look forward to heading into this week. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now, guys, and we're going to talk about the system. So Thursday's buy signal provided an awesome long trade. And that's exactly what we did in the Discord. We were able to take 2 different trades, one on Thursday. We played the continuation on Friday. And if you look at this green line here, which is the 10 SMA, we can see how that was our visual representation of momentum and trend in the market. And it held. So we had that big gap up following CPI. And we knew by looking at the chart that for as long as we're trading above this 10 SMA, the move could continue. Now, headed into this week, a couple important things to watch. We are technically overbought on the system. What does that mean? We're more than 100 points extended from the 50 SMA on the 30-minute chart. So that to me tells me we could see some sort of pullback, some sort of dip. But in my eyes, for as long as we're trading above this 50 SMA, the dip is going to be bought and we'll see continuation. Of course, seasonally, we are moving into a bullish period to end the year. So we can keep that in mind as well. But what we have seen is the market being very unpredictable, and we have seen lots of volatility. But just looking at the chart, and I was mentioning, it's nice to see that the economic calendar isn't necessarily loaded headed into this week, so we'll be able to trade the price action more strictly. And of course, being above that 50 SMA is what I'm watching. For as long as that remains true, I'm bullish, guys. And so now looking at the hourly chart, we see the same story. Buy signal on Thursday, 10 SMA holding as support, 50 SMA as support. But again, overbought, overextended, so we can anticipate some sort of profit taking. To what magnitude that may be, we don't necessarily know, but that's something to look out for, and we'll look for those dips to be eaten up with the 50 SMAs serving as support. So that is what the system is looking like headed into this week. Now let's go over to Mo for the unusual catch of the day.
All right, for the float. So not much I did have half a day on Friday. So this is the only trade I caught off the flow, as well as TA. If you guys remember, Friday morning, AMC was my top watch. AMC was my top watch for either direction, right? Calls or puts. We had a nice double top on Thursday and then a nice double bottom intraday on Thursday as well, forming 90 levels. Let's just hop on the chart real quick. AMC. So these were the levels 625. You guys can see the double top on Thursday, 625, and then the double bottom intraday on Thursday as well. 590 either direction. I don't care. We'll play it. And guess what? We got a nice, clean textbook break, hook, and go off the 625 level. And something interesting also noted on the flow is, so look at the timing on this. Was 8:55 a.m. here. This one's at 9 a.m. The first green candle after these two red, the first green candle was at 9 a.m. Now let's hop back on the phone. Check this out. Your put flow with 10K plus pre came in at 8:52. After that, it was just calls, and started at 9:07 here. But once I saw the level, I come in and saw that a nice ripper up here. And in this somewhere around here for 100, but this ended up being 650%. Right? It is what it is. I'll take 100% any day. But this was a great clean trade. Along with the T8, we had some additional flow, but that was it for the flow. It was a half a day for me, but let's look for today to catch some trades, get some unusual tickers coming in, and we'll look to capitalize. All right. Thanks, Hondo.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Mo. Now let's go over to Coach Dipka for Dipka certified levels of the day.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. I know half of you, I'm looking at you right now. Half of you are still in bed. You have not done your charting. Sunday, you're watching football. You're eating some pasta, being lazy, but I got you covered. We're going to run the charts here. Ryan's going to pull up the fibs for SPY of the day. Look, that's a little overwhelming. We're going to get the timer going here. We got 60 seconds here. We're going to dive right into these, and I'm going to start with this quadruple fib zone overhead, right? You see that 398.12 to 399.79 fib, not all the way up top, but sort of upper middle. Those four fibs, I'm not going to say, oh, this fib's better than the other one. I'm going to make that a zone. So I got 398.12 to 399.79. While we're in that zone, I am nervous. I am a little skeptical until we can break 399.79. Now, if I were to pick one of those fibs in particular for a rejection or a pivot level, it's 399.06. 399.06 is the big level I want to watch in the middle there. If we sell off, the big support I'm going to be looking at today, guys, is 392.51. So 392.51 is my big support for the day. 399.06 is sort of my pivot level. If we can head higher, I do have another level for you at 400.5, which I'll talk more about in my top watch. But we're going to go with 399.06 as our pivot, and we're going to go with 392.51 as our support. All right. And there goes the timer. Perfect. 60 seconds, right on time. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll pass it back to Alejandro here.
All right, well done. Snipes, micro minute. What do you got? What levels are you taking a look at today?
So today I got 5 levels for you guys, actually. And I'm including one level because when we're looking at 400, that is a pretty big psych level. So that's one definitely big thing to consider. If we do break above there, we could see a pretty large move to the upside. But overall, guys, today I'm watching 398.62. I'm looking at that as a continuation level. I'm looking at 397.84 for a potential bounce level. I'm looking at 396.17, and that is my base support right now. But those are the 5 levels that I'll be watching today. And overall, my top watch will probably involve that bottom level right there. We'll get after it later.
All right. Thank you, sir. Now over to Ramsey for Bet the Bell.
All right, bet the bell. Let's get into it. We'll start off with our green or red question. So market's up about 250 points since CPI last Thursday. We did break, but failed to hold over that 4,000 on SPX into the close Friday. I'm hearing a lot of chit chatter about an end of the year rally, this little Santa rally incoming. That'll be a topic to discuss another time. So with that being said, green or red today? Hondo, we'll start with you.
I think that today's going to be a green day. So futures, in my opinion, had a chance to sell off overnight. Didn't do so. They're holding up that key 39.80 zone. So I'm looking for continuation. I think we're going to trade green.
Gotcha. Green. Dipka.
Today we're going to have a red day, slightly red. Bring in the Bears, make some noise, trap them again for turnaround Tuesday tomorrow, and absolutely pecker them tomorrow. So slightly red today. It's a trap. It's a mouse trap. And, yeah, I'll take advantage of it in the Discord. We'll have a great week.
Gotcha. And last one, we'll end it with Mander. I think he's got something to say.
Yeah, you want your conviction. Here's your conviction. It's going to be red today. We have a 3-for-3 sell on our macro indicators. VIX is green, dollar is green, and yields are all green going into the session. 110 points extended from the 50 SMA on the system, and 4,000 was our 618 retracement of the August high to October sell in SPX. Rejected on Friday, so definitely red today.
You seem pretty confident. I like it. I will say, last week on Friday, our last episode, everyone was going around the horn green. You said, well, I'm 0 for 5 on these things, so I'll go ahead and take red. You were the only one that got it wrong, but
this one has confidence. Yeah.
You did make up for it.
Now we're going to make it 1 for 7.
You did make up for it, though, with a huge day on Apple, like 200 or 300% or so. We'll let it slide. All right, next question. Google, another one of those names, those tech names, really strong off of the lows last week. Before breaking that $100 level earlier this year, was a big area of support. Had a nice supply zone on the daily there. I want to know, does Google reclaim $100 this week? Do we see over 100 on Google? Mo, let's hear it.
Man, let me see the chart. 100. I think so. Yeah. I think we get over 100. I think we see 101, 102 on Google this week.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a nice level, 101, literally. I got a fib there and some pretty strong previous support. Diamond.
Mhm.
I'll say no. They've got some resistance in like the $98 area, like the entrance to this gap fill level. I could see that rejecting into the end of the week. So I'll go with no. I'll go with no on that one.
All righty, we got one yes, one no. Snipe, break the tie for us. What do you think?
I'm going to have to go with yes. I think SPY will probably crack 400 at some point, and I think that will come parallel with SPY cracking 400.
All right, great. And this leads us into our last question. I'm really excited about this one. We tend to have one or two market-related questions, and then we get a little bit of an in-house one. So I'll give a little bit of an introduction. So for those of you that don't know our man Alejandro, the host, TCP host, system trader, Dwayne Trade, he's an ultra marathon runner. He's run a few marathons, a half Ironman, a 50-mile ultra. Just released a Trading Camp podcast episode of his experience from last week's New York Marathon. Definitely check that out. Just dropped last night, where he passed out 100 yards from the finish line. There's a video circulating of him on Twitter where he's getting help from his dad to cross the finish line, walking pretty weird, very, very gingerly. So I got a DM from a random person on Twitter asking me, did he really pass out? Because it just looks like he's trying to hold in a dump. I want to know, did Alejandro really pass out, or did he have to go number 2 and didn't?
Dude, I was like, where the fuck is he going with this? Because, I mean, you were going through all the accolades. You were juicing me up. I was like, this is absolutely going to take a turn.
We want to know, was he trying to not soil his pants? Mander, what do you think?
Listen, there's only one witness here in Diamond Trades, and he's probably sworn to secrecy, so I'm not sure we ever get the real answer out of this one.
Diamond, you got anything to say?
So we saw him 400 yards from the meter. We saw him 400 meters from the finish line.
Smart.
And then he disappeared. He disappeared from view with 100 meters left. So what happened in that last 100 meters, I really can't say with much confidence. I know that when I saw him at that 400 meter mark, he looked like he had to go. So I mean, I can't confirm nor deny.
Yeah, Snipe.
No, I'm gonna have to say he didn't, just because Diamond said he thinks he did, and I'm gonna have to say he was more focused on finishing the actual marathon. And when you want something that bad, you don't even think about having to go.
Yeah,
So
Snipes is fired up because you listened to the episode last night.
Dipka and then Mo.
Yeah, so I'm not going to sit here. I don't think that he had to hold anything in. I don't think that was the case, but I still do question his motives. It's just convenient. He had a paparazzi team ready to go with, 3 pictures, a couple of videos that he was able to post.
You got to be out of your fucking mind.
He was able to post on Twitter, get a bunch of likes.
Shit.
It was a little sketchy. So I'm going to say that he didn't have to go to the bathroom, but there were other motivations there, and he easily could have finished 100 yards. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah,
You're lucky they won't let me run through the Lincoln Tunnel and come kick your ass in Jersey right now.
Mo, what do we think, brother?
No, man. I think the guy was cramping think he did a great job. Ultra marathon. I know how those cramps fucking feel. Marathon, but I do know how those cramps feel. But great job out there, Hondo.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
Mo.
will say
Appreciate
great
it.
job too. But in this day and age with technology, social media, the truth always comes out. So we'll just wait to see it. That does it for Bet the Bell. Alejandro, take it from here.
All right. Now, guys, it's time to highlight one unlucky trader that didn't get the job done on Friday, who made a really poor decision. It's time for Market Moron. So you look back at the chart and you see a 250-point rally in the S&P, and you think, it's got to be one of the easiest times ever to make money. All you do is trade long. You wait for the pullback, you go long again, you trade the trend. It's just so simple. But for one trader in the Discord, it wasn't quite that easy because he decided to short one of the strongest names, AMD, on Friday in the midst of one of the strongest rallies we have seen in over 2 years. And that unlucky trader is Coach Dipka, Mr. Market Moron. What a stupid fucking trade that was. Congratulations. You looked like an absolute ass. Explain yourself, please.
Listen, my fibs, obviously you guys have seen, they're so on point that, I had to take the trade. It was a massive fib and a daily level. I went in there, I took the trade, I got smoked. I think they expired at 0. It does make me feel better that I at least alerted it to the Discord, so some other people were bagged with me. I wasn't in it alone. And I will say we made up for it, right? I started off with that loss, and then I went 4 for 4. We caught an NVIDIA. I flipped sides after that, caught an NVIDIA 350%er. So I think I made up for it. Won't happen again. Inexcusable.
Appreciate your honesty.
Wait, hold on. Wait, let me add to that. I'll take part of that. I guess Market Moron too. I'll take credit for that. So what happened was Coach mentioned this AMD, and I thought he was going long. I mean, he talked about it. I was like, yeah, Coach, this looks strong. We flipped 69.50 into support. I'm with you on this one. He alerts it. And then I message in the premium, I'm joining this guy, not knowing he grabbed puts. And I feel bad because some of those members tagged along. Yeah. And then we're going, then AMD's moving. And I'm like, why is this guy fucking quiet? Like he's not, he's not praising this trade. He's not going off about his trade. He's just quiet. And I text him and I'm like, dude, I thought you fucking longed AMD the whole time. But damn, Coach. Damn, tough one.
So I'm down 50% already at Mo's. Mo said he was joining me, and I'm like, Coach Dipka and Mo Mamba in on the same side. Like, this is money, and I have a fib and a daily level. Like we're set. And then he texts me, I'm already down 50%, and it's too late at that point. Went in with the plan to let those go worthless, so just let them ride at that point. But we, be able to pivot as a trader, and we were able to do that. Catch something else, no worries.
That's right.
Okay. Now let's go over to today's top watches, guys. We'll start to wrap up the show here. We'll take a look at what the head traders are watching going into today. And we're going to start with Coach Dipka.
All right, guys. I feel like I'm featured a lot today. So a lot of Dipka today. All right, we're starting off with this inverse head and shoulders. On the daily chart, I always like to start my week looking at the weekly and the daily chart. It's a good way to get a larger picture perspective, right? It's not going to help you on that 5-minute, 1-minute time frame to make those intraday trades necessarily, but I like to look always at the daily. So we're starting with this inverse head and shoulder pattern. We also have some clear cut higher fucking lows and higher highs. Had to say it. We have them. We're looking good for a move up to 410 this week. I will say we do have a little bit of resistance here. We're in my supply zone, which we will move to the next chart for. So I'll show you what I'm looking at more so on a little bit of a smaller time frame. So you see here we have a gap fill, right? 398. I think it's 398.30. So watch that 398.30. I posted this chart on Twitter with the exact level, and we have a gap fill up to about 408. Okay, so I'll be looking for this 403 level to really cause a little bit of a stalemate on SPY before we get that next leg to fill the gap. Now, where are some levels we could pull back to and hold for that move higher to 408? Ryan, could you please go to the next chart? So my best candidate right now is going to be that 390 zone, guys. I don't have them featured because the chart was too cluttered, but you saw the fibs earlier. We have a nice fib around 390.05, and I have this supply zone on the daily. You could see that we had a little bit of a double top there a week or two ago. Yeah, it looks like 2 weeks ago. So once we broke this, you saw what a large move we got. So I'll be watching this about 388.7 to 390 for a pullback to hold in order for this move to sustain higher to 408 in the coming days or weeks. But that's it for my top watch, more of a weekly watch. But yeah, we'll pass it back to Alejandro here. Thank you, guys.
All right, Noah.
Top watch for me is going to be Amazon. Really clean hourly levels on this name, particularly after the really big gap down after earnings. So they had the earnings, the stock slid. Trying to stage a recovery here. They have pretty clear supply at 1012, like that 100.8 to 1012 range. If they can flip that into demand, they should be able to push up to that 103, 104 level. If we do wind up rejecting this hourly supply, we should see a return back down to 90, 99, 98. So I think either way this one breaks, it should give some decent range today and into the rest of the week. Not to mention that if we can actually rip, there's a huge gap to fill over 105. So watching this one closely this week.
All right, Mander's last top watch was an absolute ripper. Mander, what do you got for us today?
Yeah, Diamond, fantastic segue because I wanted to hit on my Friday top watch here if Ryan can pull this up for me. I'm playing the exact similar setup on a different name here, but I just want to go back to Amazon. We had a perfect gap fill and then rallied to that previous low of year, exactly where Diamond was talking about it, like 101.3, 101.2. So that one panned out great. The 98 calls went like 500% off that one, off gap fill. Now, coming into today, I'm watching an identical setup here on one that pains me to say because I know where this is going to go. But I'm watching Meta here. We played this one a couple months ago back. If you see, we had that 618 retracement. You break low of year, you then target the negative 618. Got a bouncer at 125. Now, earnings slipped. It came all the way back down. I'm targeting this one on the rally to now go up and retest that previous negative 618 support there at 125.
Meta, baby. Welcome to the team. I love it. All right, Mo.
Yes, sir. Disney here. So looks like we are, make sure I keep this up to date. Yeah, we're opening slightly below our call trigger. I got 95.60, guys. I watched that. Similar setup to AMC, the break, hook, and go. Let's look for that. Break above the 95.60 level, confirm support, and then look to target 98.16. So we got a nice resistance up there, double bottom from the beginning of November. So we got a nice double bottom up there. For a target, and we'll play it both ways, right? We come down 94.30, same thing, same textbook setup, break, hook, and go to the downside to target that 9.4, the 9.345 level off of Friday's price action.
All right, thank you, Mo. Ramsey?
Yeah, top watch again this week, same as Friday, is Google. Took advantage of this one we're up like 650% off of calls from this top watch on Friday. So I got a micro support level at 95.4. It looks like we're going to open just above. So I'll look for a pullback bounce and hold that level to go long, but more so for this week, looking at that $98 gap fill entry and resistance level. If Google breaks that, watch for the big $100 psych overhead. If we reject, I also do like that as a put trigger, but yeah, that's those are my main levels that I'm watching on Google this morning.
Thank you, Ramsey. And last but not least, Snipes.
Guys, pretty simple. 3-step plan. I'm looking for this 396.17 touch. I'm looking to see some buyers step in around that level. I'm looking to add the 397 call at that level for a bounce off of 396.17. Looking to take that to 397.4.
All right, thank you, Snipes. A couple things before we wrap up the show. First, Alicia Jackson asked, where can I get the shirt that Alejandro's wearing? The Kane cap quarter zip. It is on our store on the website, kane-capital.com. fintwit.com. We got plenty of gear on there for you guys if you're interested. The second thing is the 7-week summit, guys, starts today. So I'm leading off this entire week. I'll be doing a class at 8 p.m. Eastern every night, starting tonight with futures trading. If that's something that you're interested in and you're not already a premium member, you can head over to our website, as I just mentioned, kane-capital.com, and join up. The 7-week summit is available for both platinum and gold tier members. So I'm doing week 1, and each trader gets their own week. So that's going to take us into the end of the year, and it's going to provide a ton of value for you guys. Last thing I'll say, appreciate you guys tuning in to Beat the Bell. Chris Wood in the comments mentioned if you guys could like the stream here on YouTube, that would help us out a ton. Again, thank you so much for supporting. Let's crush it, guys. Massive week ahead. Looking forward to trading. We'll see you guys in the Discord. Coach?
Guys, also, we're interested in knowing what kind of segments you like. So just give us some feedback under my tweet if you don't mind, or just in the Discord, just tag me. Always looking to, make it for FinTwit, for the community, right? Not just for us. So let us know what you're liking. Appreciate you guys. Let's have a great week.
All right, let's have an awesome week, guys.
See you guys.
We'll catch you guys.